And in Bolivia, the Supreme Electoral Tribunal announced the preliminary results with 91.32% of the tallies counted. Right-wing candidate Rodrigo Paz of the Christian Democrat Party was in the lead with 32.08% of the votes, that is 1,546,882 votes. In second place was the candidate of the Liberty Democracy Alliance, Jorge Tuto Quiroga, with 26.94% of the votes. Both candidates will go to the second round on October 19th. Supreme Electoral Tribunal President Oscar Hasenteufel said the word pledge was kept and the preliminary results attest to it. And President Luis Arce highlighted his government's commitment to democracy and peace. Through his social media, President Arce assured that they fulfilled the objective of guaranteeing a democratic and peaceful process, and he trusted that the Bolivian people will ratify their democratic vocation in the second round. For his part, Rodrigo Paz, who was the winner in this first round and became the big surprise by defeating the candidates from Washington and the extreme right, made a first call for national reconciliation. A little more belligerent, Jorge Quiroga, his competitor in the ballotage, pointed out against the state and in favor of individual properties. And on Sunday, Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro referred again to the boost in national tourism and described the sector as the secret weapon of the national economy. National and international indicators show impressive economic growth in the Bolivarian nation, which is subject to more than 600 illegal sanctions imposed by the United States and several of its Western partners. However, non-oil sectors have grown significantly. The Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean said Venezuela's gross domestic product increased by 6.2%. The tourism sector alone grew by 72%, boosted recently by the conclusion of an international fair. In Egypt, Ras Hankorab, a pristine Red Sea beach, 850 kilometers southeast of Cairo, lies within the protected Wadi al-Jamal National Park, known for its untouched beauty. Now, secretive tourism deal threatens its fragile ecosystem.
In the heart of Egypt's Wadi al-Jamal National Park, where endangered green sea turtles swim alongside snorkelers in turquoise waters and nest by moonlight on untouched sands, a controversial tourism project is casting a long shadow over one of the Red Sea's last wild shores. Ras Hankora Beach, located over 850 kilometers southeast of Cairo, has long been a sanctuary for biodiversity and a hidden gem for eco-conscious travelers. Its coral reefs are considered among the world's most resilient to climate change, and its night skies, free of artificial light, offer a rare view of the Milky Way, but this fragile balance is now at risk.
The importance of Hankorab beaches is that they contain significant ecosystems of utmost environmental, economic, and scientific importance. They also contain some endangered species, mainly turtles. Therefore, any development is only appropriate within a limited scope, without impacting the existing marine ecosystems.
In March, construction equipment unexpectedly appeared on Hankorab sands, sparking alarm among conservationists and park staff. What followed was a wave of public outcry, culminating in a petition signed by thousands under the banner Save Hankorab. The outcry uncovered a previously unknown contract between an unnamed government entity and a private investment firm to build a resort inside the protected park. The deal had bypassed Egypt's Environment Ministry, the authority tasked with managing Wadi al-Jamal since its designation as a protected area in 2003. Faced with mounting pressure, the Environment Ministry opposed the project, and construction was temporarily halted. The heavy machinery was removed, but concerns remain.
Unfortunately, recently, the focus has begun to be on the investment aspect of the reserve more than on preserving it as an important natural and environmental resource.
The project appears to have been approved by a government body that does not have jurisdiction over the protected reserve. Despite efforts by Maha Abdel Nasser to obtain details from the Environment Ministry and the Prime Minister's office, no answers have been given. Officials have been unable to name the investment company behind the deal, and no environmental impact assessment has been made public. Today, visitors arriving at Ras Hang Korab are met with a new gate bearing the name in Latin letters. Entry now costs 300 Egyptian pounds, around $6, 5 times the previous fee, with no indication of which authority is issuing the tickets. Where once there were only a few umbrellas and broken restrooms, there are now functioning toilets, sun loungers, and towels. A coffee and restaurant are said to be in the works. Yet the sense of legal and environmental uncertainty hangs heavy over the bay. For now, the turtles still return to nest beneath the stars, but for how much longer remains unclear.
In China, humanoid robots raced and punched their way through 3 days of a multi-sport competition, the World Humanoid Robot Games, wrapping up on Sunday.
The event comes as China has stepped up efforts to develop humanoid robots powered by artificial intelligence. They competed in sports such as soccer, running and boxing at the 12,000-seater National Speed Skating Oval, built for the 2022 Winter Olympics.
We participated in this games not to win a gold or silver medal. Our biggest win is not being the champion, but showing everyone the charisma of our mass-produced robots. What matters the most is keeping up the healthy development of our industry.
We learned a lot about how shooting works, and at the competition, especially Tsinghua has a very great shoot, what at the end make the edge for them to win. So we learned a lot about that, but also about other strategies.
Organizers say more than 500 humanoid robots, on 280 teams from 16 countries, participated in 26 events including boxing, football, track and field, and service industry activities over 3 days.
We never get to use the software and the documentation before, and we understood and we get to touch everything and observe how it was and how to move the parameters and to understand how to move the robots and how to control them better. Yeah.
The robots came for gold and glory, but it was the missteps, tumbles, and wipeouts that stole the show, drawing roars and laughter from the crowd, requiring humans' help and leading to questions about how far, after all, the robots can go on their own. Industry observers also pointed to areas where the technology must advance.
Both hardware and software still have room for improvement. This includes the generalization ability of large models, such as their adaptability across multiple scenarios, as well as navigation and recognition capabilities. Sensors, including vision, force sensing, and tactile sensing, as well as certain core components, also have potential for further development in terms of lightweight design and flexibility.
Robot competitions have been held for decades, but these games are the first to focus specifically on robots that resemble human bodies, organizers say. The Chinese government has poured support into robotics, hoping to lead the industry.